All right. We're live here. Welcome to PB Alerts live stream of Snapchat and ENPH's earnings report today. I got two tickers up on my screen. On the left side, I have ENPH. On my right side, I have Snapchat. Pretty big movers with earnings as we're getting a nice big pump into the end of the day for Snapchat here. So I'm trying to see, let me zoom into Snapchat a bit better. It's kind of weird that it doesn't really show after hours too well. But yeah, so we got Snapchat here on earnings. I'm going to pull up here earnings whisperers, and we can see here Snapchat's at 410. They're estimating here to come in at 6 cents, and then their revenue 1.37 billion. And then just below it, we have ENPH. They're looking for a 45-cent EPS, and then 328 million on the revenue side. So these two will be pretty interesting. Also, we have a few other ones going on right now. We do have Ford, but I want to kind of just focus on one or two of them and not just get too carried away. But we can kind of go back on the chart for Snapchat just before, they actually release the earnings. We can see pretty much Snapchat had a nice run up from the last earnings back here in October, November. We had a nice pullback into earnings, and then we kind of rips from November onwards with the overall market, to be honest with you, right? Because kind of the whole market ripped up around that time with the whole big center rally that we had. So we have October, November, a nice run up. The one before that in July and August, we gapped down. Probably retraced about 25, 50, probably about 25% up here. And then we just fell from there back here in July and August. And then one previous, we gapped down. So if we kind of go off of the whole year, we pretty much gapped down more than we pushed higher on earnings. We gapped down once, twice, and then right here, we just pushed higher with the overall market. But let's kind of see what happens with Snapchat. We're going to get a big move either way, I think, with that one. Also, we have ENPH. We can quickly look at that as well. ENPH, the last earnings was terrible with ENPH, real bad earnings, and we gapped down on that earnings back in November. Gapped down for several days, and then we kind of moved up higher with the whole center rally from there. So we're kind of pulling back now. So it's very interesting to see if we just gap down, because solar really, that sector's not doing so well at the moment. So maybe we gap down, definitely one to watch. And then previous earnings, they gapped down too. So pretty bad overall for ENPH for 2023. So let's kind of see. I'm going to bring up Snap. I'm going to actually bring both of them up here. Kind of see what happens. I don't know why it doesn't want to bring. Let's go to the 1 minute chart. It's so funky that it does that, but let's continue to watch these two make some moves into the after hours, and I will definitely be on the lookout for social media with the actual revenue drop, the earnings drop. So I'm gonna just follow a few big names on like Twitter, and I will share those with everyone here that's watching, and also in the Discord. I will share that as soon as I get the information for those as well. Hope you guys have been doing good today. Let's say, okay, so ENPH, we got a big reaction on ENPH here. Down big on ENPH, 8%. Down candle right here. Ugly candle. Let's see what happens with this one. ENPH is always fun to watch. This one just crash and burn. We're going to get this. We're going to get some initial reaction here, right? That's why we got this wick. just wick at the bottom. We're going to get some overall reaction. Earnings has not come out yet. Let's have a look at this one. No, it hasn't come out yet. Still waiting for Snapchat. So ENPH, pretty much, we're going to kind of be looking at this area here. I think this will be a big area to watch from Monday's session. This is the low of Monday. So we're looking at around, what are we looking at here? Around like 93. So if we kind of lose 93, I think there's some more pain to come for ENPH. Kind of just pushed up off the wick here, off that low of 92, pushed back to about 95, 96. Yeah, Trio. That's right. ENPH. That's why we picked ENPH. Big moves on ENPH every single time. It's fun. It's fun to watch them. Now, if we look at the bigger picture for ENPH as well, I'm just looking at a couple of days ago, right? That $93 level. If we lose that, we're going to see some more downside. But I mean, there's also other levels that we can kind of pay attention to as well. For ENPH, I think if we lose that $93 on our little stop buddy indicator, it says 91, 92 bucks. So even if we wait for the stop buddy indicator to come down lower to 91, if we drop below 91, then I think we test 86. That's kind of my target for the downside. We're getting a nice pop here now, so it's turning green. Look at that candle, that red ugly candle followed by a nice big fat green candle. Let's see if I can share some of the earnings. Let's see if I can get these earnings reports. Let me look at Webull. Let's see if Webull has anything, any earnings. Let's see if we can get some information from Webull. This is a much better, clearer chart too. So we're pushing now with this up 5%. Let's see if there's any earnings that come in here. 24 minutes ago. No, that's not them. So I don't see no earnings right here for ENPH yet. But we are pushing. We are pushing now to 108. So we're up 8%. So pretty much, let's kind of zoom out, see what we got going on for ENPH. I'd probably look for a rejection here off of that MA200 on the 2-hour chart. We got this 108 as a resistance. Now, if we can push above, say 109, 110, I would say more inclined to say over 110. Then I think we can get a nice kick up to that 115 next. Otherwise, that rejection point is going to be at 108. So just have that in mind off that MA200 here. This red line. Look at that candle. That's some indecision right there. And I said if we lose 93, 92, then we're going to come down into the 80s. So we got our kind of 2 points there. I said below 92, play it down lower. And then up here, as we came down a little bit, I would say we can probably go, say, above 103 now. If we can get above 103, then we can play it up towards that 108, just as we came down here, right? So we have some more time to trade these and to kind of plan them out. Let's go and look at Snapchat as well. Let's bring Snapchat into the equation. Let's bring Down like that. Ooh, big sell-off with Snapchat. We're getting a huge sell-off. Down 20% on Snapchat right now, guys. Big monster red candle for Snapchat as well. Not looking too good there. Let's see what it brings us. If we pop here or not. So far kind of flat, guys. Let's have a look at Snapchat. Let's see what earnings. I don't see anything on Webull yet. Let's get rid of. GTM squeeze, have more space. All right, so we got big move down. So we really haven't got nothing going on with Snapchat. They probably missed earnings. Let me see what earnings come in at for Snapchat. Let me search for Snapchat. All right, so Snapchat. Let me put it in our actual feed right now. Okay, so Snapchat, we got earnings 1.36 billion versus 1.38. That was expected. EPS come in at 8 cents versus 6. So EPS came in better than expected. So I mean, this could be just like a big reaction to maybe a recovery. We're gonna watch this one. For ENPH, we said above 103. If we can hold above 103, that's a nice little play up to like 107, 108. To the upside there, and that's kind of how I'm going to play those two. Snapchat's still selling off 21% down currently. I can also put this in Discord chat. Let me put that. So this is Snapchat, guys. I'll put it in the Discord chat as well for the revenue and the EPS. So yeah, we're getting continuation on Snapchat. Man, there's some. Obviously, there's going to be there's blood in the water right now, and I don't think we get the conference until a few hours to maybe get guidance. But right now, it's just a big sell-off going on with Snapchat down 25% in after hours, and then we also have ENPH up slightly, up 2.43%. I'm still looking for that earnings, and I'm gonna share that with you guys shortly. Let's see what happens here. Right now, I'm just not going to trade. Obviously, Snapchat is just downtrending, so I'm not going to touch Snapchat yet. ENPH trying to get above that 103. So let's see what else is going on. Let's click over to Ford as well. Let's see if Ford's moving at all. Okay, so Ford's up 7% on earnings. Damn, look at this sell-off. Just the shorts are coming into Snapchat, taking this lower. This is ugly. People are not liking this Snapchat move. So let me check for ENPH, see if that's coming as well. ENPH. Our boy Shay over here sharing ENPH. ENPH's results come in a little better than expected. I see. Let's have a look here. EPS is better, but the sales were a miss again for ENPH, which is not, and I also thought that's what's going to happen with solar. Let me see here. Let me share this one as well. All right, so ENPH came in at 54 cents on the EPS versus 53 what the Wall Street estimates come in. Sales are 303. Estimates came in at 328 million. So actually the sales were lower than expected at this point. And just Snapchat just is selling off big time here. What is going on with Snapchat? Wow. That's some ugly stuff by Snapchat, guys. Always gives us a good ride for our money on earnings. That's incredible. Buyers trying to hold this $12 level though for Snapchat, but I don't know if that's really going to hold. I mean, on the daily, we're coming basically down to this level right here. So we're coming down to November levels again, which is pretty sad. But we're down there. We're down here to about November, mid-November levels. So I mean, it could get real ugly back towards the $10 level if that $12 doesn't hold on Snapchat. It's just red, just sell here. Okay, let's see what Snap. Okay, so they beat EPS. Revenue came in, missed by 20 million. Active users 414 million. Cash flow 165. So restructuring in Q1, negative to negative. So this sees Q1 being negative 55 million to negative 95 million. So it's not all great. I mean, they beat EPS, but revenue was a miss. They post highest sales year over year, but they still missed the estimates. Daily growth is 10%. So they're more focused on the user growth than the revenue, I suppose they're saying at this point. So go back to the chart. We have Snapchat trying to hold $12. I mean, that could be a base, could be a $12 hold, and we can start maybe pushing back up towards the $13 level again. But I'm not going to trust it one bit at this point. Let me put some fibs right here and zoom in some fibs. So we're looking at 25 retracement is around 1350 from that high of after hours to low. So if that holds, this bottom holds, and we start pushing, we could move towards that mid $12 to $13 first, and then maybe $13.50 if we really start pushing with some volume back up here. Yeah, okay. So I had a question in the Discord. Why is it going down if they beat revenue? Okay, so Snapchat didn't beat revenue. They missed revenue by 20 million. okay, the estimates, but the EPS, earnings per share, they beat the estimates for that. So it's not all doom and gloom, but investors don't like what they're seeing, and that's why obviously that's why we're getting the big sell-off here. So definitely one to watch in after hours continuation. Maybe continue below $12 and go lower towards the 10s, or we start bouncing from this low from the upper 11s and start pushing towards the 13s again for 25% retracement. So I mean, we got these levels drawn out. We can just watch this and see what happens. But that was pretty ugly stuff here. ENPH is more positive, up 2.9%. It's still pretty positive here. Also, they beat EPS but missed earnings. The solar sector's been getting hit hard, so I'm not surprised to see their sales come in lower during these rough times. People aren't spending money on solar systems at this time. They're trying to live day by day, paycheck by paycheck. Let's see. So boom! Wow, what an ugly move. Still a little bit of volume coming into Snapchat, but it's nothing significant to say, yeah, let me jump in and get a little scalp here. I mean, this could easily follow through with some selling. So we're getting a little bit of volume here. That's a little bit better. We're getting a little pop. There you go. Snapchat picking up a little bit more now. So first target, if this holds, first target will be 1270. And then that's that 12.5 retracement. And then the 25% is mid 13s. I mean, if in the conference, they could come out with a lot more different stuff that could really just pop this right back up towards that area. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a nice pop. ENPH is now above that 103 that we were saying. We're up to 105.50. We just popped to 105.50. Pretty much the target would be 107 to 109 up here, and then put a stop in just below your entry. If you're in that position at 103, I wouldn't give much space there as a stop. I'll keep it very tight. Keep it very tight. Damn, I sold forward too early. It's staying up in the Discord. Yeah, forward is nice, and it's also one that's been playing in a nice channel for some time, right? Like that $10 support, that psychological support has been holding pretty well, and we've just been kind of pushing up from the end of last year back up, and I think they kind of shifted their focus away from EV as much because it's very, it's cost them a ton of money to start getting into EV, and when it's not doing very well and they're not getting the returns they want, they decided to just kind of cut back on the funding and push towards more the gasoline stuff, and kind of go backwards on their future plans with EV. So maybe they got better sales because they did that. Anyways, ENPH up to near on 106, still trying to push up. It's a low flow, I would imagine. No, it's not really. It's a little bit low, not really. It's still got 100 million there on a 13 billion market cap. Outstanding shares is 136 million. But it looks like the smallest volume is kind of pushing this up. So we're 107 now. So if you're in position at that 103 break of 103 that we're talking about, it wouldn't be a bad area to take some profit here, or at least to raise your mental stop up to that entry that you got into, so you're not giving any back. let's see. Yeah, so EPS. So they got double miss, revenue miss. It's a miss. ENPH is a miss, but I suppose it's not a big a miss. They probably thought it was going to be worse off than it is. So that's probably why we're not getting that much. We're not getting any bad pullback anymore. We're getting a push up towards this 109 that we were talking about earlier. Now we got Snapchat trying to pull back some here. All right, if you got into that little trade off 103, you're up to 108. So definitely manage your position. Don't give any of that back. That's a nice scalp there. Though we got 109, our target is hit. Let's see if we get close to 110. There we go. We're pushing, guys. Pushing on that nice M phase move off 103 up to 110. Definitely would think about taking some profits up to 111. Don't give that money back. All right. Snapchat pulling back. Nice move by ENPH here. Look at this. Nice move. The next target I put on here is 114, 115. We got to 113 so far. Still a Barbara on PayPal. Yeah, Barbara is tomorrow morning, guys. So if you're trying to trade that, even on the equity side, and it's going to be announced super early in the morning. So there's nothing really you can do. It's kind of going to open up and give you earnings because China's going to be open overnight. So I think it comes in early, Bubba. So it's kind of a 50-50 risk at this point. If you want to trade Bubba into earnings, I did alert Bubba in our group, in our community at $72. We're up to 78 today, I think it was. I took like 90% of my profit. I'm keeping 10 into earnings. Nothing more than that into earnings. Basically free money. I'm just going to take into earnings, see if we can get a nice push back into the 80s again, and get some really good earnings reports from them. That would be ideal. So yeah, Snapchat not looking too good. Excuse me. Let's go to forward. End phase, if you're in this play and we drop down below this 109, that would be pretty much my stop point right there, our first target. I put stop right there. If we drop below that, we're probably going to start retracing back down. So definitely protect your profit in end phase on that move. Now Snapchat trying to retest that bottom. It's coming back down. Yeah, so I think Barbara closed. Let's see where Barbara closed. Barbara had a good day today. Good thing about China markets, I believe they're doing some stimulus. They're trying to jumpstart their economy again because it's been pretty dismal over there in China. So we've had a lot of like pullbacks in EV companies, in Barbara in particular as well. So they came out with some news overnight, and that's why we gapped up here. When we opened up next day. Same thing with like Neo and XPEV. All of them kind of just gapped up right overnight with that news out China. I think they were up like 3-4%, China's market. So this was up 12%. Neo was up 12%. So yeah, so Barbara, I mean, if they do get very good earnings tomorrow, I mean, it's kind of hard we can probably put it like there, to be honest with you. Just put this line all the way down from July 2023. This is pretty much a trend line that it's been sitting under, that's been acting as a resistance. Then we kind of popped over that the last couple of days. So we got above this area. So, I mean, we could retest this $82, $83 if earnings is good. This is the MA 200. And then I would just pretty much go off of these highs that we've seen here. So I'd probably aim for, like here, if we get above that 82, 83, I would aim for 87. And then so on, kind of just at these peaks. I would put lines here at these resistance areas. And this is where I would aim. I mean, this is, if we get like blowout earnings reports, then I would say maybe 82 to 87. And then if we get through 87, 95, get through 95, 100. I mean, this is not going to happen in one day, obviously, but over time. But this is kind of what I would aim for up here. I would just, to jumpstart that, we want good earnings tomorrow in the morning. So very positive, popping out of this downtrend. The last couple of days we're curling up. RSI is above 50 now, and we got some good volume coming in. So let's see if we get a continuation tomorrow on BABA. There we go. There's our pullback, and that's why we have that stop loss in place. Protect those profits. As soon as we lost that 109, we pulled back to that 106, now 105. So hope you traded that and got out of that with some profits. If you did, trade it with us here. I'm only going to stay here for a few more minutes, but pretty dismal for Snapchat. Not looking too good here. And then ENPH was the shining star out of the two. So ENPH was the winner today. But before I jump on out of here, if we do lose this low of day, then I think we start testing that $11 and under again. So just kind of have that in mind. If you like to short stocks, then I would say if we lose this low of after hours, we'd probably come down to retest 11 and under again. So kind of have that in mind. And then if we can get over, say, if you're looking for momentum to the upside, then we could get over this 1270 right here. Once we get over 1270, then we can aim for back into the 13s again, up to that 25% retracement. So that would be my play to the upside and play to the downside on Snapchat. And then ENPH, I'm just not going to touch ENPH. That was a good play from 103 to 113. Not going to touch it. Going to stay away from that one for the rest of the evening. It's pretty low volume, to be honest, on ENPH, so I wouldn't be too inclined to play that one. Let's have a look at the earnings whisperer. So growth here, we can look at the earning whisperer before I jump on out of here. We got Snapchat. Reported better EPS growth 4.7. Surprise was 33% up on the surprise. ENPH growth is down 58%. So we get that sometimes, right? I mean, it's kind of funky, but there's more statistics that they're looking at investors. So we're down 58% on growth. They surprise still on the EPS, but growth is kind of concerning. So that's why, this may start falling back down tomorrow. We have to kind of keep an eye on this one. Ford, also, they beat EPS by 141%. That's why we saw that big move after hours on Ford. And their growth is 4.5%. So very positive coming out of Ford as well here. Surprise, 141%. That's why we see... That's why we see it up. I think it was like 6-7%. It's up 5% now. So we got as high as 13 for Ford. And it's been pretty predictable, the channels that it's been playing in. So I mean, it's played from around that $10, $9.50, $10 level. Once that holds, start pushing up, you play it back to 11s and 12s. In this case, we hit $13 after hours on earnings, but really good earnings for Ford as well. So that's nice to see there. So yeah, we got Ford, good earnings. I know one of our members in Discord were talking about Amgen earlier in the day. This one also beat a growth 20%, and they had a 1% surprise. Such a big company like this, very good numbers, solid numbers for a biotech company, a pharmaceutical company. So that's also really good to see as well. If you're in our Discord listening in. Other than that, guys, as we see, Snapchat, I gave you the levels to watch. Take out that low of day, play it lower, or above that 1270 for higher up for a nice bounce to maybe that 25% retracement. And then we also have ENPH. We played ENPH. That was a good play off 103 to 113. So that was a nice play as well. So I'm going to jump on out of here. Have a good rest of your afternoon, evening. And we will catch you tomorrow for more earnings. See you guys later.